For centuries, humanity has been haunted by tales of monsters, creatures lurking in shadows, oceans, and the corners of our imagination. These stories, passed down through generations, shaped our fears and folklore, painting a world filled with terrifying beings. But what if these legends weren't just fiction? What if myth and reality are more intertwined than we think? Evidence from the depths of the sea, ancient fossils, and medical science suggests our ancestors described real phenomena, distorted by fear and time. Today, we journey into these ancient fears to uncover the real monsters that inspired our most enduring legends. The Kraken, an ancient legend whispered by sailors, a creature of immense size and terrifying power, a beast with tentacles vast enough to drag entire ships down to their watery doom. The Kraken represented the ultimate terror of the sea. For centuries, these tales were dismissed as hallucinations, or convenient excuses for lost vessels. But the ocean guards its secrets, concealing wonders and horrors. One of those secrets is the giant squid, scientifically known as Architeuthis dux, a denizen of the abyss, rarely seen. This real-life monster, a colossal invertebrate growing to lengths of over 40 feet long, paints a clearer picture of the Kraken legend. Its immense size and formidable features closely matches the terrifying descriptions passed down through generations of sailors. Its powerful arms and incredibly long tentacles, reaching out like living ropes from the inky blackness, are lined with hundreds of powerful suckers. The giant squid's eyes, the largest in the entire animal kingdom, are adapted to the crushing pressure and eternal night of the deep sea. Only recently has modern technology allowed us to capture these elusive creatures on film, revealing their ghostly grace, their surprising agility, and their immense power. Imagine yourself as an ancient mariner, sailing in a small, fragile wooden boat far from any sight of land. Suddenly encountering such a being, its massive, writhing arms emerging unexpectedly from the dark, mysterious depths. Such terrifying experiences, embellished and retold over countless voyages, would inevitably fuel the enduring legend of the Kraken. The Kraken, therefore, was likely not pure fantasy, but rather a misinterpretation, a distorted reflection of reality. A terrifying story magnified by the potent combination of fear, isolation, and the relentless passage of time. The giant squid is the living truth lurking behind the enduring legend, a powerful reminder that our oceans still harbor countless mysteries and awe-inspiring creatures. The legend of the Kraken endures not merely as a fantastical tale to frighten sailors, but as a haunting shadow cast by a very real and very giant squid. Across cultures spanning continents and centuries, one monster, one mythical beast, dominates myth: the dragon. A creature of immense power and enduring fascination. In Europe, it's often portrayed as a fire-breathing terror, a symbol of chaos and destruction, guarding hordes of treasure in dark caves. While in China, it's revered as a wise serpentine spirit, a benevolent force associated with water, prosperity, and good fortune. But why did so many civilizations, separated by vast distances and distinct cultural traditions, independently imagine such similar beasts? What common thread connects these fiery figures across the globe? The answer, surprisingly, lies in the earth itself, in the very ground beneath our feet. Throughout history, our ancestors, lacking the scientific understanding we possess today, unearthed massive, mysterious bones. Imagine stumbling upon a triceratops skull, a formidable shield of bone with imposing horns, or perhaps discovering a string of giant vertebrae, each one larger than a human torso. To those without the benefit of paleontology, these discoveries would have seemed like the remains of monsters, remnants of creatures beyond comprehension. Lacking scientific knowledge and a framework for understanding extinction, they reconstructed these fossils, piecing together the puzzle in the only way they knew how, into dragons. Giant reptilian beasts, imbued with power and mystery. In China, dinosaur fossils were quite literally called dragon bones, or long gu, and were even ground into powder and used in traditional medicine, believed to possess healing properties, further cementing the myth and intertwining it with everyday life. But what about the fire-breathing? Where did that element of the legend originate? Enter the spitting cobra, a creature that demonstrates a real-world parallel to this fantastical ability. This remarkable reptile projects venom with burning, blinding accuracy, a truly awe-inspiring and terrifying defense mechanism. To ancient travelers encountering such a creature, a snake that spat fire, causing intense pain and temporary blindness, was no mere fantasy, but a tangible threat. The dragon myth, therefore, is not a singular invention, but a composite, Dinosaur bones, unearthed from the earth, gave it form and immense size, while venomous snakes, with their fiery defense, gave it fire and a fearsome reputation. It's a testament to the human mind's remarkable ability to observe the natural world and weave together disparate pieces of evidence into compelling stories that resonate across generations. The dragon is not just a legend, a figment of imagination confined to folklore. It's an ancient attempt to explain the wonders and dangers of the natural world, a reflection of our ancestors' efforts to make sense of the world around them, using the tools of observation, imagination, and storytelling. The zombie, modern horror's enduring icon, a chilling reflection of our anxieties. The Walking Dead, a relentless horde driven by an insatiable hunger, embodies our terror of disease, death, and the loss of control. Its roots lie in the rich culture of Haiti, where voodoo speaks of a dark ritual, the Bokor, a sorcerer who steals a person's soul, trapping them as a mindless slave, a fate worse than death. In the 1980s, ethnobotanist Wade Davis uncovered the pharmacological truth: tetrodotoxin, a potent neurotoxin. This pufferfish poison can induce paralysis, mimicking death. Victims, appearing lifeless, are buried alive, then revived, drugged into delirium and amnesia, convinced they are dead, trapped in a waking nightmare. The case of Clairvius narcissi, buried and found alive, blurred myth and reality. The zombie myth also echoes the horrors of rabies, a virus that turns victims violent, aggressive, driven by a primal rage, and prone to biting. Rabies attacks the nervous system, causing madness and disorientation, foaming at the mouth, and a loss of humanity. To villagers, a rabies victim seemed like the living dead. The slow, shambling gait, and the guttural groaning of zombies mirror the neurological damage caused by rabies. The zombie myth is a convergence of cultural beliefs and scientific possibilities, the ravages of disease capable of turning humans into something monstrous. They are victims of poison, trauma, and infection, a truth far more disturbing than the fiction we see on screen. The werewolf legend is a primal tale, humanity's savage nature breaking free under the full moon. For centuries it explained livestock killings and violent acts in rural Europe. But the werewolf myth has roots in real medical and psychological conditions. Hypertrichosis, or werewolf syndrome, causes excessive hair growth, making sufferers appear animal-like. In a superstitious society, such individuals were feared and ostracized, fueling the myth. There's also clinical lycanthropy, a psychiatric syndrome where people believe they transform into animals. In medieval times, these delusions were taken as literal truth, leading to confessions and executions. The werewolf's aggression and connection to the moon may reflect misunderstood mental illnesses with cyclical episodes. The legend is a reflection of our fear of the different, the mentally ill, and the violent. The beast was never in the forest, it was a projection of human suffering and misunderstanding. The vampire, seductive, immortal, and cursed with a thirst for blood, is rooted in Eastern European folklore. Plagues and unexplained deaths led villagers to believe the undead were rising to drain the living. Exhumed bodies, bloated and bloodied by natural decomposition, seemed to confirm their fears. But a rare genetic disorder, porphyria, provides a startling blueprint for the vampire myth. Sufferers are extremely sensitive to sunlight, develop disfigured faces, and have receding gums that make their teeth appear fang-like. Some even drank blood in a desperate attempt to cure their illness. Garlic, a common vampire repellent, can worsen porphyria symptoms, giving the legend a scientific basis. Rabies also contributed. Victims become aggressive, nocturnal, and hypersensitive to light and smells. The vampire is a composite, born from misunderstood disease, decomposition, and the terror of contagion. The elegant blood-drinking count is a romanticized version of a far grimmer reality, the suffering of the living, not the undead. Our journey reveals that monsters like the Kraken, dragon, zombie, werewolf, and vampire are echoes of real phenomena. These legends were attempts to explain the wonders and terrors our ancestors faced. In every myth, there's a shadow of truth, sometimes more terrifying than fiction. The line between our world and the world of monsters is thin. The creatures we've explored have stepped from legend into scientific reality. But it leaves us with a question. What other legends dismissed as fantasy might one day reveal a terrifying truth? The world's darkest corners still hold secrets waiting to be discovered.